New traders chase excitement. Pros follow rules. Big wins feel good until risk shows up. Consistency beats hype every time. Small losses are a strategy, not a failure. Discipline keeps you in the game. Discipline is the real edge. New traders count profits. Pros count risk. One bad trade can erase 10 good ones. Discipline is the real edge. 1K to 100K challenge. Let's go. Before we go any further, man, I want to make sure that we like, subscribe, and share this out with anybody that will love to follow the journey, man. The journey of turning 1K into 100K. We're back at it. We're down bad right now, but we're not out. So if anybody want to witness me getting this thing back on track, right now I got to get back up to 1K. But we're going to get there. Like, subscribe, share this thing out. Let's go ahead and get things going. All right, so right now, this is the current value of the account, $357.59. But check out my cash on hand. I only have $29. $29. But Thursday was very bad, very bad. I mean, everything was wiped out. I mean, those sell-offs were crucial. I think the account got down to a value of like 280, 250, 280, something like that. I think the only thing that really saved me, I started a SLV play on like Tuesday or Wednesday, like 3 contracts. It immediately jumped up on Wednesday. It was down Tuesday, but on Wednesday, that thing jumped up to like 135%. I only played like $20. Remember, I didn't have any money in the account, so I had to be strategic on what I played. So I found a nice bounce on SLV. It was a $20 contract. I bought 3. And like I said, that thing ran up to like 135%. I sold 2 so I could put that cash back in there. And then I let the other one run. But that's where we are right now. I'm going to go ahead and go over the plays that I got in this week and anything that I cut. And just my overall temperament of how the week went, man. I mean, Thursday, your boy was mentally drained. But Friday, I slept on it. Thursday night, woke up Friday morning, just got my mind clear, stopped worrying about money. That's the main thing. We want to worry about wins. How are we going to create the next win, not necessarily the money. Sometimes chasing the money will hurt you worse. Just focus on some wins. So that's all I'm doing right now, just focusing on some wins, not necessarily dollar amounts. I think that's where my mentality got a little shook. But like I said, I woke up Friday with a clear mind and I was ready to get back at it. All right, so let's go over some plays that I went through this week and the overall account and what happened. All right, so right now, this is what I'm currently in the account. I think our last update, I was in a Walmart. I was in an IWM. I ended up cutting all those at small losses. Y'all see the SoFi still sitting up there. Critical metals, CRML, was doing very well for me. But then the sell-off, it just crashed. It did come back a little bit, but I'm gonna show y'all some things on that I noticed. And once again, that's that SLV play I mentioned earlier. This is the second one. I bought 3. It went up to 135%. I sold 2. It came all the way back down, and I bought 2 more, which shows I have 3 now. And you can see that's up 31%. The SoFi is down 93%. Critical metals down 86%. That happened in like a day. And then I jumped in this UUUU play on Friday. And it's currently up 24%. All right, so let's go to the charts, man, just to show you what I was thinking as far as the plays that I just jumped in. All right, so this right here is UUUU, which is an energy company. And one thing I've come to notice this week is you got to go where the market is rewarding. Everybody is rotating out of tech and into industrials and energy. So I pulled up a few tickers, and I like what I saw here on UUUU. I actually bought me some buy and hold, and I actually ran a bigger option play in one of my other accounts. But I was able to find a contract here in the challenge account that I could afford, so I can take advantage of this play here. So basically what drew me to this play here is if you look at this, I'm looking at the daily right now. This is a cup and handle. And if you know anything about the cup and handle, you come down, you go back up, then you have your bull flag, and then eventually you will get a breakout from the bull flag to the upside. Now, normally this upside move is equivalent to this run here. And this run here will be based off of where it took off from this red candle here. So just measuring this move from here to here, after the breakout here, you should get a similar move to the upside. So yeah, this is a long play for sure, but definitely some liquidity on the back end. And just to give you some visuals, so right now we're looking for this to continue ranging until it breaks out of the bull flag. And we should get a breakout, come back and retest the trend, get a bounce, and then take off. And that's where you really want to get in at. Now, I did get in this play early just because of what I see here. But, you know, on a technical standpoint, you're supposed to wait on the breakout so you're not sitting in this drowning out. Because we could get a range up here to the trend line, come back down, go up, come back down before it ever breaks out. But the play at this level was affordable where I had enough cash to get in. So that's why I got in this play early. So it could go up here, it could come back down. But like I said, I got in right here, got a little run up today. So that's why I'm up 33% right now. So, but on a technical standpoint, you want to break out here, get a retest, and then boom, you shoot to the upside. Looking for this move here. Bull flag, breakout, retest, shoot to the upside. Ticker symbol UUUU, Energy Fuels Incorporated. All right, man, that's it for UUUU. Let's move on to CRML. All right, CRML, critical metals. Y'all know I've been playing this one last week, once or twice, but I was playing the lower time frame, the 15-minute, and I was making a little money. Then I got burned because I wasn't paying attention to the higher time frames. But now I'm on the higher time frame, and just like UUU, this one here is also forming a cup and handle. That's the weekly, and then a bull flag over here. And then you got your cup. That's on the weekly, not as pretty. So we'll go to the daily. That's a lot better. Cup, bull flag. So right now we're waiting on the breakout for the bull flag. on CRML. So that's one reason why I didn't cut this play after I saw this right here. I still got a March expiration. So if we can get this breakout next week and this thing really take off, that CRML play will really bring the account back where it needs to go and get some of that liquidity back in there. And as long as I got time on the contracts, we're gonna let that ride. And I'm in the SLV play. So if that thing gets up another 150%, something like that, I can sell 2 of those contracts and bring me some more cash back in. And then I can probably run a longer CRML play because I'm already knowing we're going to take advantage of this cup and handle and that breakout on the bull flag. So CRML, definitely bull flag. That's why I'm hanging out, staying in that one. Definitely some upside there. You can see it on the 4-hour and on that bull flag to break out. And you can also see it on the 1-hour, waiting on that bull flag to break out. So that's a good play right there. Just got to be patient, let everything play out. Because I don't have any more liquidity, I can't jump in this one early like I did U. I jumped in U before the breakout. So I'm already in a play here. I actually got 2 contracts. I just need this thing to go ahead and break out so it can go back up to the upside and get some of that liquidity back. All right, man, but that's it for CRML. Be on the lookout for the cup and handle breakout on the bull flag. All right, let's just go to SLV. All right, SLV, silver. This is our SLV on the daily time frame. Didn't incorporate too many technicals when I jumped into this one. I just know silver was running. I made some money off silver in my other account. We had this huge pullback here, and then a nice little run up. I made a little cash there, and then it fell off again. So what I ended up doing, I just zoomed out and just was looking for demand zones. So these little boxes I have here, I kind of drew these out based on these candles, the red candles before a run up. So I drew this one out. We got a bounce there, and this is where we are now. And I drew this one out just in case we rejected that level and came down even further. And this would have been the next level down to 55. But right now, it looks like we're holding here. And like I said, I'm in that play now. I made a little money here. Then we came back down. I jumped back in. And I got 3 contracts again. So I did get in here off of this bounce. That's why I ended up getting like 150% for those 3 contracts. Sold 2, let the other one run. And that one came all the way back down here, break even. So I got the bounce there and I bought 2 more to give me 3 again. And this is where we are now. So that's pretty much all I was doing with SLV. Just taking advantage of the pullbacks. All right, that's it for SLV. All right, I'm not in a Walmart play on the challenge account because I didn't have enough cash, but I do have the Walmart play in my other account. And I know I've been telling you guys about the head and shoulders on the Walmart. Well, it looks like that thing was invalid now because buyers have been constantly stepping in and running Walmart up. So let's just take a look at Walmart to see where we're at right now. All right, so right now, this Walmart on the weekly. Pull up Walmart on the monthly, straight up uptrend. Go back to the weekly. Yeah, I remember initially I was looking at a head and shoulders, and we was like right in this area here. This was going to be the head, that was going to be the left shoulder. And then we were looking for price to come down here and then end up coming back up, creating the right shoulder. But as you can see, look at this long green candle, and we're on the weekly. So this candle happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we're all the way up here. So buyers consistently stepped in. So that knocked that head and shoulders out of the park. So right now we're just monitoring price action. No special no special patterns or setups at this point that I can see. But what I did notice was, now I did get in this play to day, which is Friday, in my account. Well, actually, the play I got into today was off the 15-minute time frame. Here we go, February 6th. So I jumped in right here. Blow that thing out. I jumped in right here, and I rode it all the way up to here. Blow that out. Got a little arrow there. That's the candle I got out on, and that right there says exit. Let me go to the 5-minute time frame. That'll give you a better picture. So I end up jumping in here, rolled it up here. These blue lines, I was identifying these blue lines as we created new highs throughout the day. So this was the original high. We ended up breaking that. Then we created a new high here. It came back down. It retested and rejected. And that's when I got out on that candle because I thought it would just consolidate for the rest of the day. It was already getting close to 2 o'clock. But lo and behold, at the end of the day, it broke that high and we ended up creating a new high. So I knew we were going to get to 130. That was my target at least. It did create 130 coming from down here. So I was happy with that move. But then later on in the day, like that last hour, it broke the 130 and actually wicked up to 131 and came back down. My moving averages, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200. All of them pointing in the direction upward, which allowed me to stay in the play. But now you're getting a curve down here. Now see this white line right here? This is a trend line that I pulled up on the daily. Well, I actually pulled it up on the weekly. And just based off this trend line here, trend line, 2 or more candles. So just right here, this trend line started off these 2 candles here, touching them flush. Come this way, touching flush. These 2 candles broke the trend line and came back down. So this is a good trend line. And I drew the trend line here. Now, before this candle was formed, this trend line still went in this direction. So now this is just speculation, but this could be the top based off these moves here. We could get a rejection here off this trend line. Like I said, buyers have been stepping in and running this thing up. But and this was a whole week compared to all the other candles. It was never this strong. These are weekly candles here. That's a weak move. That's a weak move. That's a weak move. That's a weak move. And this is a weak move. Look how strong that is. So we could be at exhaustion right here. And then looking at this trend line here that I identified could confirm that. So, and we did get a wick. You can blow that up. There's a wick that blew past the trend line and came back down. So come next week, this could be a rejection and we could be making our way to the downside. If you are looking at the trend line and looking at it respecting the trend line. So not looking at head and shoulders, anything like that right now. Just looking at this trend line activity and how long this weekly candle formed. And there's no other weekly candle like this until back here during our tariffs in April when it came up out of there. And just look at this candle here. We never did get a full down move. You got, some small rejections, but ultimately everything still moved up. So like here, that's a long wick. So it did move up, but then it came back down a quarter of the candle. I mean, we could get that same move here. So we might get a rejection here and it comes down here. Buyer step back in and go up. And keep in mind, this trend line is going up. So we'll still consistently create new highs, even if we just come down and bounce off this trend line versus coming all the way back down here. We probably don't come down here, but we can continue to bounce off this trend line here, still create new highs, and they'll just be small moves, small bursts, just like this here. So we got that long candle here, got a wick up, then a pullback, then just small dumps going up higher and higher, creating higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. We could end up doing the same thing here. So I don't want to speculate that we're going to get a huge pullback just because of this long candle here. Just looking at the history of the way Walmart moves. So yeah, put that on your radar, man. If you're in that thing, you got some long leap options. I'll continue to let it run. The play I was in, I had a February 20th expiration, so I got out up here at the top like I was telling you guys. And I'm gonna look to see what next week's gonna do. Then I'll probably run a longer play. Just want to see how this plays out here with this trend line. Like I said, we could end up getting this same behavior here. Got that wick up, came down, then we just start getting these small. Once again, I'm looking at the weekly, these small weekly moves. So it wasn't big movement throughout the week. That's 5 days of activity. And like, look at this red candle here. That's a whole week move. And look here. Indecision there. Small move. Indecision. Small move. And that's a week. We could end up getting something like that up here until buyers and sellers figure out which direction they want the thing to go. Keep in mind, we are in the month of February, which is typically a down month. So we'll see what next week brings. That's just going to be the second week in February. We're just getting started. All right, man. That's pretty much all I had for you guys, man. We went over Walmart. We went over SLV. We went over UUU. And we went over CRML. Current value of the account, $357.59. I only have $29.09 of cash on hand. So until that SLV play does what I needed to do, that's really going to be the only way I'm going to get any more cash back in here. So SLV normally moves pretty fast. If I can get 2 or 3 moves like I just got last week, I can use SLV to start building some cash back up in the account. Like I said, I got those 3 contracts right now. I can sell 2. If I can get $100 back in there, that would be great. Rinse and repeat. That's where we are right now. Practicing high probability setups and discipline. Right now, the account allocation is totally blown. But I'm working to get that cash back in there. We got some good plays right now with these cup and handles. And we're going to get these breakouts. And if I don't get any cash back in here, the account value is definitely going to increase during our next update. All right, man, that's all I got for you guys, man. I will see you on the next update with more cash on hand, hopefully, and a better account value for the account. Right now, the goal is just to get back up to 1K. The challenge is 1K to 100K, but now I got to dig out of the hole. And this is February, but we're going to shake back, baby. Continue to chart, continue to study. Don't chase money, attract money, and we're going to be rich and righteous for February. See y'all on the other side. Salute.